Yeah, I'm having kids now in my early 20s so I can really enjoy my 40s. Like, I will be home free in my 40s. I'll be able to do whatever I want. Well, I'm gonna have my kids in my 30s so I can really enjoy my 20s. I really want to enjoy my 20s. So I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna have kids in my 30s. Is having kids not enjoyable?
Hey beautiful people, how you are doing today? It's your girl Destiny here, and welcome back to my channel. How you are doing? Hope you guys are doing great. So let me know down in the comment section about the video you just watched. Do you think having kids is enjoyable? Go down in the comment section and share your thought down in the comment section. I know this is a conversation myself and my friends we've had even when we were in our 20s, in our 30s. And some people think that, oh, having kids in your 20s will make you enjoy your 40s better. While some people believe having kids in your 30s will help you enjoy your 20s better. Let us know down in the comment section your thought on this, on the entire conversation. Which age do you think is the right age to have kids? And do you think having kids is it still enjoyable? Go down in the comment section. These has struck a bigger conversation on the internet. A lot of people, especially women, are speaking up and are talking about their experiences. Both the ones that choose to go child free and the ones that have kids are speaking up, answering the question: having kids, is it really enjoyable? And the age they choose to have kids. Anyway, guys, let's go hear all other people think about this conversation.
Enjoyable?
I will never understand why society judges women who don't want to have kids. Seriously, what does having kids have to do with you? It's my body, my choice. Look, I understand having kids is a magical thing, but sometimes I feel like misery loves company. Like all those people who have kids, not everybody, but a lot of them try to make people like me feel bad because we don't have kids. And they're trying to push us to have kids and gaslight us into having kids, but not everybody's meant to have kids. Hello, look at Oprah, look at Chelsea Handler, look at freaking Tracy Ellis Ross. Like they're doing fine and they're thriving without kids.
Kids not enjoyable?
Kids are enjoyable. It's you. It's you that's not enjoyable to yourself. Because when you were a child and your parents did you dirty, and then when you became an adult and you saw screaming kids on the plane, or you just saw kids misbehaving in public, or you see parents give their kids a screen every single time they're out in public, you think you know better. And you're like, oh, that'll never be me. I wouldn't do that. What are they doing? They're going to traumatize that kid. Don't you have control of your kid? Whatever. And then you have a kid and you start saying and doing all the things that you said you would never say and do. As a child, you'd watch your own parent you and be like, I'm never going to do that when I'm a parent. You will do it. You will do it when you're a parent. I mean, not the really toxic, like traumatic stuff, but like the naggy stuff. You'll do it. The overly anxious, like overly cautious, like worrisome stuff. You will do it. And you will be so annoyed with yourself because you never knew this version of yourself before parenthood.
So I can really enjoy my 40s.
You have to go back and watch that TikTok. It's eye-opening. I'm waiting for my 30s to have kids, potentially, maybe if even. And it's so I can enjoy my 20s. And then she goes on to say, well, people are like, oh, well, I want to have kids in my 20s so I can enjoy my 40s. Are kids enjoyable? Like, what is the problem here? Why are we having them?
Yeah, I'm having kids now in my early 20s so I can really enjoy my 40s. Like, I will be home free in my 40s. I'll be able to do whatever I want. Well, I'm going to have my kids in my 30s so I can really enjoy my 20s. I really want to enjoy my 20s. So I'm going to wait and I'm going to have kids in my 30s. Is having kids not enjoyable?
No. Haven't you been paying attention? Absolutely not. No. You do realize it's the mothers telling us that it's not enjoyable. We don't know because we don't have kids, so who else are we supposed to listen to?
Is having kids not enjoyable?
Oh, it's enjoyable. The first kid is lovely. Everything is more meaningful. Everything is more fun. It's the second kid that'll get ya.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
I really want to enjoy my 20s.
Okay, but I don't think we're asking the right question here. She goes on to say, is having kids not enjoyable? And I think it's more like, are my carefree days over? And the answer is yes. There's a lot more stress in your life. Your priorities will shift. Everything will change. But that doesn't mean it won't be enjoyable. That doesn't mean it won't be joyful. For me, the right choice was to wait until my 30s to have kids, but my life has only gotten better, and my kids are a big part of that.
In my early 20s so I can really enjoy my 40s. Well, I'm going to have my kids in my 30s so I can really enjoy my 20s. Is having kids not enjoyable?
There's a particularly tough scene in the TV show Fleischman is in Trouble, which recently wrapped up, where the character Libby is talking about how she didn't realize that when she was making these major life-changing decisions, that it would limit the choices available to her in the future. And it's not that she thinks that she made bad decisions or that she only has bad choices ahead of her. And in fact, she thinks that largely her choices were good and that she still has good choices available. She has, on the whole, a good life. She just wishes that she had more options. The good and the bad. She wishes that she could just go out to a party and get high and not come home, but she obviously can't. She has a family. She has people that she's responsible to. And I think that's really the issue here. It's not about having fun. It's not about raising kids not being enjoyable, because raising kids is awesome. It is wonderful. It's also terrible sometimes, but it is awesome. And it also undeniably constrains the choices that will be available to you in the future. At least for 20 or so years. So I think words like fun and enjoyable miss the mark a little bit. What I think we're really lamenting is the loss of the opportunity to just make terrible decisions without any consequence.
There is a lot to be said about mom life and motherhood, and I could talk a lot about it. But today we're gonna talk about enjoying motherhood, and is it enjoyable, especially into the perspective of should you or should you not have kids? And let's be so for real. Do you know yourself? Do you know yourself? And do you like children? I have taught kindergarten. I have been a middle school substitute, middle school tutor, middle school dance coach, a high school substitute. I taught college freshmen. I've been around a lot of children in a lot of different ages. And while they can be annoying, I love kids. I love talking to them at every single age of what their understanding of the world is. I love playing. I love Play-Doh. I love arts and crafts. I love activities. I love going to the park on Saturday mornings with my daughter. And I've always loved these things. With other people's kids, I love reading stories to kids. I'm super animated. I am going to give every character a voice. I'm going to have tone and an inflection. I'm going to bring it. I personally have always gotten a lot of joy out of that. If you don't get joy out of those things, if you don't like talking to teenagers about the complexities of the world and meeting them where they are and joking with them and playing with them, if you don't like talking to middle schoolers or middle school kids about, the world around them and about puberty and about dating and about, why middle school is just a time in life and they don't have to have their lives figured out. If you don't also, if you don't like kids, if you don't like the developmental stages of kids, no, you probably won't enjoy being a mom. My camera is moving because I'm doing the most with my hands. You probably won't. You probably won't like it. It is because I enjoy all of those things. I love playing with my daughter. We paint, we do Play-Doh. We have every type of pretend play, kitchen, store, dollhouse, and I'm going to play with her. All of them. Do I like to do it all day, every day? No, absolutely not. But I really do enjoy those things. I really do love how, watching her learn the world and explore. I love taking her to gymnastics and watching her do something that she couldn't do yesterday. It fills my heart. So, when it is hard, when she is being annoying and doesn't want to take a nap, when she's clearly tired, I feel balanced. It doesn't take away from, being hard, but you have to be self-aware enough to just think about the very practical day-to-day things that you have to do with children. Yes, there's hard stuff, but do you like the stuff that's fun to them? If you don't like stuff that's fun to kids, you probably won't like raising them.
Is parenting enjoyable? For me, yes, 100%. I love being a parent. Being a mom is by far one of the most fulfilling and rewarding things I have ever done with my life. But again, I can only speak for myself. But what I will say is that I feel the same way about being a mom as I do about being a wife. It is hard. It requires work. It requires effort if you want it done the right way. So when people say that they want to wait to have kids so that they can enjoy their life, they're more than likely saying that They want to spend as much time being carefree as they possibly can, okay? They don't want the responsibility of having to think of another person before they make their decisions, which is perfectly acceptable. Some people don't feel like they're able to do that, and that's perfectly fine. You need to know yourself. You need to know what your limits are. If you are not able to be selfless and put another human being before yourself, don't become a parent. And that's nothing that we should shame people for. That's nothing that we should make people feel guilty about, because you don't want a child in a situation where they're not wanted, where they're going to be mistreated. So I think there are a lot of negative stereotypes about people who say, oh no, they don't want to have children. But those people who decide to wait for whatever reason, you have to do it when you're ready. You have to do it when you feel that you are going to be able to give this child everything that they deserve. Because like I said, it is work. It requires effort. It is a 24-hour, 7 days a week, 365 days a year job. You get no days off. And a lot of people are not ready for that commitment. And that's why they don't find it enjoyable, because they're not prepared for everything that goes into it. And I think if more people were transparent about what parenting actually entails, a lot of people would be like, you know what? I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But because people glamorize it, and we see all these people on social media with their little social media families, and it's like, oh my goodness, that's so cute. That's what I want. They're not giving you the real picture of what being a parent is, okay? They're not showing you diarrhea going down your shirt, okay? They're not showing you babies throwing up in your hair. And, they're not showing you, as your child gets older, your son got all these kind of yellow armpit stains on his clothes that you got to wash. Being a parent is one of the most difficult jobs that anyone could have. But I will say this, for me, the most rewarding. I would not trade it for anything in the world. The amount of joy, the amount of happiness that being a mom gives me, I couldn't compare it to anything else in the world.
Please feel free to share your thoughts down in the comment section. Love to know what you think about this, because that's what we do here. We have conversation. So go ahead and share your thoughts down in the comment section. But please, please, please do it respectfully. You don't have to disrespect anybody for you to air your opinion. Please, okay? So let's be respectful down in the comment section like we always do. But family, yeah, we're allowed to disagree, okay? So for me, having kids, is it still enjoyable? If some of you guys don't know, I'm almost in my 40s and I don't have kids. Have I been pregnant? I've been pregnant a couple of times. So I know about the essence, will I say pregnancy journey, what it does to you, your body, your entire being, and even losing a child. I know how that feels. So I feel like I can speak on that. Having said that, I just want to put it out there that I am not saying you should go and have kids. Neither am I saying don't have kids. Do whatever rocks your boat, but go think hard about it. Is this what you really want? And then before you make your decision. So for me personally, I would say having kids, even the process of being pregnant, and yes, I know some people have enjoyable pregnancy. For me, nah, it hasn't been that enjoyable for the pregnancies I've carried. So I like it's hard, people. It's hard. And even raising kids, I feel like it's even harder, because I feel like you're going to put in that work all your life when you choose to have kids. And yes, I know people are counting 20 years. After 20 years, the kids out of the house, then I don't have to, then I'm free. I don't think so. I think when you choose to have kids, you choose to have kids, like put in the work for the rest of your life. Because as long as those kids breathe and walk on the surface of this earth, they are your responsibility. You will be 100% worried about them. You worry about yourself and also them. I agree that having kids is it's hard work. So before you as a person choose to make that decision to say, you know what, I want to have kids, I want to procreate, ask yourself, are you ready to put in the work? Especially us women. I feel like the men get some slack. I'm not saying all men, some men get some slack that they just provide the financial part and the rest is up to the woman. But physically, mentally, spiritually, you as a woman, you know how what it does to your body. I can speak of that. Like I can speak of that. Like I said, I've experienced pregnancy even up to having a stillbirth. So I can speak on that personally. It does so much to yourself, to your body. But also, we also need to be very, very cautious about having kids, because a lot of people choose to have kids because it's an idea that society has sold to us, especially with women. It's an idea that society has sold to us, like, oh, it's going to make you feel more like a woman. You're going to get unconditional love. You're going to have somebody that will take care of you in old age. But what they don't tell you is that these things are subjective. It's not guaranteed. We've seen people that when they get old, their kids don't even want to talk to them. Once the kids grow up to an adult, the kids doesn't want to talk to them, doesn't want anything to do with them. So it's not a guarantee that when you have kids, you will have somebody there for you when you're old. Like that means we already established that fact. So when you want to have kids, have it for other reason other than that. Also, when some people say, "Oh, all conditional love," really, like I said, there are some kids that don't want anything to do with them, and then if there are even some women that even after they have kids and when they start struggling with it, they don't even like they can't even stand the kids. There's a video that I wanted to post, but YouTube is holding that video back. There's a video of a mom that unalive is 6 years old. Why would you do that to your child? So that unconditional love, that how somebody's going to love you unconditionally, it's really, really not sustainable. So when we choose to, like, you know what, we want to have these kids, let's be very intentional and be honest to ourselves. Not do it because that's the standard society set for us. Because even financially, it's crazy having kids. So ask yourself, is this what you really want for yourself? Is this what you really want to do? Because when the struggle comes in life, society is not going to be there to hold your hands to say, you know what, let's do this thing together. Anyway, guys, that's about it for this video. Let me know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section, because that's what we do here. We have conversation. And sorry, guys, I have some things to do in the kitchen, so I had to just quickly film this video. Okay, so please share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the comment section, because like I said, that's what we do. Yeah, please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Please smash the like button, because that helps YouTube to push out my content, and that will be you supporting your girl. With that all said, guys, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you're the type of person that like having conversation, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, because we have amazing conversation here. You don't want to miss it. Okay, with that all said, guys, I will see you guys in my next video. Deuces.